And we have it. Calm down.
Saturdays at 4 p.m. Join Fit FM 96.7 FitFMJ8.com for a simulcast of Primal Sports, an interactive sports program produced by Primal Media and presented by top sports activists. So tune in to a simulcast of Primal Sports on Fit FM 96.7, FitFMJ8.com, and Primal4K.com.
Blessings and light. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary. Your host and the community buzz on the Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Fit mind, fit body, fit community, fit world. This is Aymara, the musical revolutionary on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of the service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race.
Struggle goes on. We are the builders of the pyramids. We are the builders of the stone cities of Zimbabwe. We build them White House. We build them factories. With blood, with sweat, with tears. With flesh, with bones. Them use build them economy. Now them want come con you and me. The science and them technology. We make them take with knowledge. Now them are deafly. Them are blindly. We are walk, we are ride, we are drive, we are fly. Nah look, nah see. Eyes focus on the screen of an iPhone, Galaxy, tablet, Blackberry. Wake up, look. Uno no sister them are very weak. Ancestors crying out. Them are weak, we see we heading back to slavery. Robotic, digital, technological slave. The rich take them session, call it recession. The world in depression. Legal and illegal drugs and alcohol on the rise. In dear interests. To our demise, we patronize, now become marginalized. Make fools seem nice because we have them lies that sell with lives, prostituting our sons, daughters, and wives. Yes, the struggle goes on, but we are not struggling. Yes, this is another community buzz, and today is February the 20th, 2023, right? And we are here in Stuart Castle at Fit FM, and it is www.fitfmja.com. And Fit FM 96.7. Yes, and we are broadcasting worldwide. And we are also broadcast on media, and that's www.primalmedia.com.
primal4k.com. So we are worldwide. So we welcome people over Primal, welcome the people across the world, and we welcome the people in and around Jamaica, in the various communities that are listening to Fit FM online or on the 96.7 band. So it's another day. We're going to talk Black history and we are going to talk music. You know what I mean? Big up the people up in a Bounty Hall. Sister Vanessa up at South Trelawney, Stuart Castle, Stuart Town, Clarkstown, seeing Albert Town, all of the towns around, you know what I mean? Rock, all the communities in and around, you know, Sight, you know what I mean? We shout out all the Wakefield, Friendship, Bounty Hall, everywhere. You know what I mean? St. Anne's, Hanover, Westmoreland, right across Jamaica. Yeah, big up all people at St. Thomas and St. Mary because people log in. You understand? And Portland. We can't forget Portland because we have listeners, right? From east to west. Yeah, so we are here, and we are going to discuss Black history, and we are going to discuss issues that are facing us today in Jamaica, you know, and there are so many things happening, you know. The Road Traffic Act is still on the agenda, and all them things they not sort out. I was talking to my son one day, and he was saying go court one day, and you know, then give him another day to come back, and he has to, you know, the bobbing and weaving, because imagine one man have over 200 and had ticket. So you might go take up an entire court day. But one man have 200 and had traffic ticket. Imagine that, you know what I mean? And then if you trash out all of that, plus the others we have 50, plus the others we have 60, and plus the others we have 100, and more maybe have 200 too. You know what I mean? So we are in a dilemma. The justice system in Jamaica, you know, is not healthy, to put it that way. It is not healthy, you know, and it is not just the ordinary people who are facing what we call injustice. But when we talk about justice, what is justice, you know? And where your people come out and bawl out, we need justice, we want justice, who are you asking to give you justice? You have to treat yourself in a just way, you know? You have to be fair to yourself first. That is the first thing, you know what I mean? You have to have that moral responsibility to self, you know, to your family and to your community. Because the first word, just, that is mean, you know, to morally upful within yourself. Yeah? And apply justice, you know, apply that first to yourself. And if you can't be just to yourself, then therefore, how you are going to administer justice to anybody else. And these are some of the things that we have to look at, you know, and the things that are affecting us and the things that are above some of us, what they call it, pay grade, or we investigate these things and how we analyze these things. These things are working in our best interest. And what are we doing to make the necessary corrections, you know what I mean, to implement system and policies that will work for us and our community? Because there's a natural law, you know, there's a natural order. And if we can live by those natural orders and that, you know, those precepts and principles, then we need not to worry about laws that have been put in place by government and corporations. As I said that, I want a lot of people know that some of the laws that we are living under is laws that really lobbied by big cooperative entities, you know, them lobby government to put certain laws in place, you know, to keep the ordinary people in check, you know, and that is one of the things that we are looking here now on this Road Traffic Act, you know, and we wonder, if some of the things that in this act is not to really drive the ordinary man them out of business, that some bigger entity, this is my word, the bigger entity can come in and control the transportation industry, because the ordinary people are not working and you want to be defiant against authority, but the authority must, administer justice in a fair way. You don't pass law like that without consulting the people who laws that you're putting in place are going to affect. You must consult the constituents, right, which is the people. Because if it is what we call a democratic state, or what we say is democracy, it should be a government by the people, for the people, or a government for the people, by the people. And if it is a government by the people, or for the people, by the people, whichever way you want to turn it, it means that the people must have a say into what is happening. We must have dialogue with the administrators, because those who are administering, they are chief, we could put it that way, especially we call the prime minister. The prime minister one time, Bruce Golding did say, I am the chief servant. So if you are the chief servant, you must serve the people well. You must serve the people well. And if it applied to this prime minister, because he might use a different definition to fit himself now, him saying, I'm bored God. So it means that I rule, I don't take orders, I give orders. That is a different thing. And that's how me I look on the one now. Bruce saying that he was the chief servant. This prime minister same name, Bro God. So we have to look at that, and we have to check out if there's some Tyrian kind of rule that is taking place in Jamaica. We hear something going on pertaining to the Integrity Commission. We're not going to get deep into that, but we hear some things are going on there. And then we hear the Justice Minister say the Prime Minister is exempt from certain things. What is that? You know what I mean? So we need to look on some things. We need to look on the word avoidance and evade. Avoid and evade. You know what I mean? What them two words mean? You have some people who can avoid tax, and you have some people who can evade it. Those who evade it are criminal, and those who legally avoid it, are free. See? So one of the people them for check, one of the people in Jamaica for check, investigate some of the things that are affecting us every single day. So you could attack, say, boy, not with politics, because politics is covered up and politics is this and that. Politics is not something with you, because every policies that's implemented by politicians, it is going to affect us. So might as well we participate in the political process, and in participating in the political process, it means that our voices, must count and must be heard, and we must demand that our voices heard, by those who we have given the power, to administrate on our behalf. That's the reality. That's what we are talking about. You know what I mean? So in Jamaica, we have to look where we want our country to go. What legacy are we going to leave here for our children? What direction would like to see them take themselves and take the country? We can't just go along so like we don't have no order, and everything just chaka like that. You know what I mean? The ancient principles that we as Africans live by is always a communal principle. It's always a principle of love, of dignity, of kindness. And kindness come in the first place to self. Because if you don't kind to yourself, who can you kind to? You know what I mean? You must be kind to yourself. You know, and if you're kind to yourself, then therefore you will be generous and kind to others, you know. And so we are here in the community buzz, holding a deep vibration, you know, and as I say, I'm expecting my virgin Ras Pablo, you know, because we are going to have a Black History Month celebration next week, Monday. Them time, yeah, we will be at Ras Pablo's place at Foreshore Road. You know what I mean? Ras Pablo's or Ganja Bar and the best seafood anywhere about the place, yeah. That is I'm a Ras, so Mrs. say are the best seafood, the best tasting food, you know what I mean, the best cuisine, right down in Falmouth, you know, that area, seen because it is prepared by a decent and hopeful Rasta man. Let me say, whenever you prepare food, you know, your heart and your thoughts and your mind and everything with you have to be hopeful and clean. See? And that is one of the things pertaining to this chef. It's much more than a chef, but I am going to allow him to introduce himself properly and express himself properly when he gets here, you know. But as we said, enough respect to the people and Primal Media, you know, see me? But anyway, he's on his way still. Enough respect to the people over Primal Media, you know, and as we said, the struggle still go along. You know, the struggle still go along. Yes. So right now we are going a piece of music from the Voices and Dub. This one called Let I Go. Hear this.
Let I go, let I go, let I go. Long we have been down here, down in a Babylon, Babylon. 400 years and more, down in a Babylon, Lord. Babylon. We got to leave the Western Jordan to our motherland, motherland. We got to leave the Western Jordan to our mama. See, let go, let I go, let I go, let I go. Does every man want to be free? Free. No matter what the color, the race or creed. You see, cause we no longer this year war against your brother man. Equal rights is what we want without any fight. Equal rights is what we take if we have to fight. We have to fight. Let I go, let I go, let I go, let I go.
Yes. As we say, we're there at Trelawney, and we see a whole heap of things go on the political front. Yeah. One of our former commentator here, you know, Mr. Dennis Meadows, saying we realize he was once Iran maybe about 3 times, to represent the Jamaica Labour Party. So we are seeing here in the Jamaica Gleaner, met as a former Jamaica Labour Party senator, switched to the PNP last year over what he described as a toxic relationship. Meadows has made 3 failed bids to win the constituency. In an interview with the Gleaner on Sunday, he said that he submitted his application last week and expressed confidence about victory at the polls. My application was informed by the wish and call from the people in Trelawny Northern, Meadows told the Gleaner. So we're looking, for something interesting in the next general election here, Hopefully, let's see what happens if the people of Northern Trelawny, see it necessary and see him fit to represent them, He sounds to be a very intelligent man. He's a community person. And next week, he will be the guest speaker at a Black History Month event. So people who want to interact with him, you can come out and maybe you can engage him and find out, what is his plan for the constituency. And not just to find out, but for you to also, tell him what we want to see happening in our community. Because that is one of the things that we are always doing. We are allowing the politician to tell us what they can do for us. But what is it that you want for yourself? So this is what we want, a open dialogue, open invitation, where we can sit and have discussion, a dialogical discourse about what is happening in our communities, what is happening here in Northern Trelawny, and what we want to see in place and how we can work together with the political representative. And as I'm saying, Mr. Dennis Meadows is somebody from here, he's a community person and is very vibrant, So let's see, because the people are all out for change. What the new slogan for the PMP now? Time now, or something like that. Or time come, something like that. So whoever listening out there, we're saying we talk politics, we talk everything. I want to take side over here, so we just discuss things that is happening. Because one of the things that people feel understand in this country, whenever a government in power, you want the people, you don't represent your party anymore. This is something that we need to get past now. The kind of political victimization and the political divide and the polarization of politics in Jamaica. In this generation. And we talk about that over the years, about the older politicians. And I see the younger set come up with the same kind of attitude, the same kind of mindset. So what are we doing? What kind of change we really want? We must be that change, So that is what we're about. Or we can make that change happen in our community. So that is on the verge of a new ideological principle, and we are the one. We are the one who will help to instigate those change. So there's somebody from Primal Media, so we have to invite her here. How are you doing, Nehima, Primal Media?
Hey, good afternoon, Fit FM family.
How are you
I'm doing well.
Queen? What is happening
I'm doing
in
well.
your
How
neck
are
of? We are doing great here in Jamaica. It's sunshine. It is warm. It is beautiful. The skies are blue. We have some showers this morning, and now in the afternoon here we have blue skies and I am here on Fit FM talking politics, talking Black history. And me just see my brethren
Yes.
Pablo enter the studio, and we are going to talk some more things. So how you doing, Nehima Edwards from Primal Media?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, and I'm glad that he is there and you guys are getting ready to reason some more.
Yes.
I just, had a comment based on what you were saying earlier when you opened the show that I thought was really necessary to comment on. You were talking about people and their ability to express themselves to other people, but they have to fill their own cup as, first before they're able
True.
to have a positive impact on someone else.
Perfect.
And it made me think about the fact that people, when they feel oppressed
Mhm.
by a government or by politics that you are describing,
Mhm.
a lot of them will feel empty. A
Mhm.
lot of them will feel like they cannot affect the change because they are not part of the process.
True.
So I wanted to bring it to you in terms of how to bring these people to the table, or
True.
do they know where the table is to have their ideas and their concerns
Mhm.
validated and heard by these people who impose these
Yes.
laws upon people that they don't know
Mhm.
what their interests are or
Mhm.
don't care to know.
True.
So is there a place where you can tell these people to come and have their concerns heard so that they can feel their...
Well, the place start with the people. The place maybe is the street corner. You know what I mean? The place can be the church. The place can be the community center. The place can also be at my brethren Ras Pablo restaurant. You know what I mean? Because organization and mobilization take place. You know what I mean? The place can also be meeting you at your home, meeting you at your favorite bar, and develop a discussion, a reasoning, you know what I mean? Just to investigate and find out the things that are affecting us from day to day and what we can do to make the necessary changes that them will work in the best interest of all. That is something that we need to do. And that is something that a few of us have been doing over the years. It is just that when the political leaders or agitators, I'm going to use that word, the political agitators come around, they come with a different agenda. They come with promises, and the people are pushed aside with maybe their ideas. So if the people don't have a clear understanding, a clear idea of what they want for themselves, then somebody is going to promise you something when it really are going to work. How can a man promise you something where him not even have? A politician, a political agitator, I call him that, come to you.
Yeah.
Him not even reaching a parliament yet. He might ask you, to vote for him or to put him in the seat of power as to become lawmakers. That is the first thing that we have to think about. This man is going to make law now. See, he's going to be a part of the legislature, and whether the upper house or the lower house, wherever he find himself. You know what I mean? Now, how many of our people understand or have clarity of what we call political education, how politics supposed to operate, how it's supposed to work? See, I was just talking about former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, who once stated that he is the chief servant for the people. Now, we realize that this Prime Minister sees himself as bro God. So rather than being the chief servant, he is God over the people. You with us?
He is what? He is what?
There's a name here in Jamaica. He walk around and big up him chest with that name as Bro God. Right? You don't understand. So it's like God. So in Jamaica, I would say brother. You know the word brother.
Oh, I heard you. It was, no, I got it now. It was really hard to understand.
See, so we could have said, we could have said, we could have said,
Yes.
we could have said brother God. So
Yeah, I got you. I wasn't clear. I do know that term, but I wasn't clear on what you were saying. So I'm following you now. Yes.
okay, see, so that is it. If is either we talk about a democratic system or democracy, how it's supposed to function, that meaning a government by the people for the people, or is an authoritarian system that the people just take orders from whoever sits in parliament.
Right.
You understand? So
Well,
it is.
absolutely.
So the question that you ask, you know, I hope I answer it, you know, that we the people must become more politically active, because politics affect all of us life, no matter what we believe, and I try to escape from it. You understand? If we need to travel, right now, right now we are discussing what we call the new Road Traffic Act. See? And there's so many clauses and things in that act, you know, that is affecting our people. You know what I mean? In a way where it seems oppressive, you know. And the sad thing about it, you know, the people never really get to participate. So what end up happening?
Exactly.
They have to be demonstrating that the government have to be backpedaling now, you know, based upon some of the clauses in the act, you know. So these are some of the things that we are looking at, and this is what happened at all times when government are not in dialogue with their constituency, or or the parliament, or every time these people vote, you know, see them again till election time, you know. No say Ras Pablo. More on your yellow virgin, Ras Pablo. This is Naima Edwards on the line from Primal Media. Bless her up for me.
Blessed Miss Edwards.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Blessed Miss Edwards.
Well, listen, I'm going to retract and become now a part of the audience that's just hearing about what you guys are going to deliver. But before I go, I did want to say that in order for those people to become part of the process, the promises that you were talking about earlier that these politicians give out, people are smart. They don't want to hear those promises. What they want to do is tell you what they need. So we need to try to figure out not to stop, you know, reinventing the wheel that hasn't really been taking us anywhere, and look to see how we can change the process, make it more inclusive. How are you going to make it to where I matter? So that's what I believe that Community Buzz is going to. Well, obviously we know how much you guys have impacted Jamaica and the whole world with trying to challenge the mindset of people to be able to let them know they can get more of what they want. They just have to educate themselves onto how and not give up. And to change a system that is not benefiting you, we can do that. We can look at our ancestors and know the way they've overthrown different things that they did not agree with and we're not going to stand for. There's no reason why we can't implement those same things. And we have more tools to do so now.
Perfectly said. And
so
I am going to make sure I invite you here, you know, for at least a hour, you know, did, because just hearing you now, you know, maybe we need to give you a naturalized citizenship to Jamaica.
Okay, please help me do that. Help me do that.
See, because you know, we need these kind of minds, you know, to reignite the spirit of activism in our people, because that is lacking for the past. From maybe in the 80s, we realized that the spirit of activism, you know, participation in the political process. Everybody know before they move to a next word we must use. Volunteerism, you know, there was a time gone we used to just volunteer and do things, you know, when we go out, mobilize for whatever political party, we just go out and do that because we believe in the changes that we would want to see happen in our country. But nowadays,
Yeah.
the thing turn another way. Everybody, we are going to make a move now. You have to give them either a T-shirt with a $5,000 bill in it or a $20,000 bill. So the people don't even understand. So
Wow.
when them sell them vote, they are selling themselves to become slaves. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I do. Yes.
So I am happy
And
that
it's
you
sad when you have to
go ahead.
when you have to think of incentives to
Mhm.
motivate people to do what they already should be wanting. You know what the incentive should be their personal freedom,
Exactly. Exactly.
you know?
You sound
So I'm
Yes.
totally on board.
you sound like Miriam Makeba and Winnie Mandela.
Wow. 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 Oh my gosh. Big time. Big time.
Big time.
You know, I'm gonna hang up the phone right now. I'm
All right.
gonna say, Auntie, guess who I was told I was? Wow, thank you.
All right, Numa, we give thanks.
Appreciate you guys. All right.
Love and life, Queen, in blessings. My brethren, Pablo,
Greetings, beloved.
where you say, man?
You're Rastafari.
It's
Every
Black,
time.
it's Black History Month,
You're Rastafari.
and it's also Reggae Month.
I'm black, I'm proud, man.
And we're black and we're proud.
That's my word.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So-
Black, I'm gonna take that back.
We're there, and we see the kind of vibrant discussion that we had a while ago with Sister Nehima. And we want to take it a little deeper because next week, Monday, at your place, Ras Pablo's restaurant and ganja bar, we can say it legally, so. Right? We are going to have a Black History Month celebration. Want you introduce yourself to the people, and make we talk about what is going to take place next week, Monday the 27th at Foreshore Road.
Greetings. First and foremost, give thanks, Fit FM, and the efforts and the works. Give thanks to the people in the radio land, Fit FM, committed listeners, and those that are to become committed. Give thanks to Community Boss and IMARA. And give thanks to the work of Black Liberation Struggle. Have gone along before us from the day before yesterday. Those that are here today and those that will be here the day after tomorrow. We're happy and grateful to be able to play a part, to serve. So give thanks. Rastafari, every time, first and foremost, has held on to the Black consciousness, Black liberation struggle over the years. But first, we must understand Black in Jamaica and the rest of the world is not Rastafari, it's Black consciousness. Black people upliftment, empowerment, strength, and awareness. And we need that renaissance and awakening now more than ever. Because the Asians has done their work. And they pass on the baton to the men and women today. And we have to pass it on to the children who's going to be men and women tomorrow. They will be leaders, they'll be mothers, and they'll be fathers, and they have to be aware of who they are. So this consciousness is not something that's a limit to any one of us. It's a global Black awareness and awakening that is necessary. And to rival what is going on right now in the world with the Black people, because we're speaking of Black people, they almost realize that they are Black people, especially Jamaica. First, let me say the Black people in Jamaica are still here and they're still Black. Other people here who don't appreciate the Blackness, who don't glorify Blackness, and if we're not careful, don't even want to be Black. Rasta, I say, burn the bleach of them. And it is so sad that even that is accepted as a fashion and a fad, and the younger generation don't realize that it's a part of the fight of their destruction. It's a strategic part of the weapon. So with the Black History celebration is to bring that awareness out in more ways than one. To understand, say, listen, this slavery no gone, it's psychological, it's educational, it's nutritional, it's economical, it's not physical, brethren. And slave was not abolished because the white man find conscience. See? So we have to know him still not a conscience. I see? So this black liberation thing is about all of those things. See?
Perfectly said.
It's the economic awakening of the black youth. I realize that this nation is, and these bread pans don't need baby fathers and leaders and have office and responsibility and have children. And these target young ladies, forgive them. They are victim of target market. Clothing is target, they don't make it. The hair, they don't make it. The tattoos, they don't make it. The jewel, they don't make it. The lifestyle, the way they live is not their creation. They are target market. And if they are not careful, they are after them victimized and get destroyed. My salvation.
Sure.
So black liberation to try to save that one.
Perfect. Perfect.
With the hope to save the nation. See?
Yes. As you talk about the female, you know, let me see, because sometimes something just pop up in my head. and I just write them down. The only way to fundamental liberation is the resurrection of the female energy from under the tomb of patriarchal dominance.
Beloved, I know I love discuss a lot of things today. See?
Yeah.
And while on here, the eloquence of it, within certain scope of requirement, I reduce ability to speak freely in my own language of patois and
Why are you talking about?
listen man. I like to use the words where little people them know, queer and seer and watcher,
Yeah.
So too, I embrace the tabla rasa tongue of England. See, and I just real Rasta.
Yes.
So it's why just about the female.
Yeah.
It's a whole if a man like me, if you understand, because the word so big.
Man, no bother with that with me, man. You're
Yes.
one of the most eloquent and deep brethren that I met who are so multilingual
Listen,
that you can express other terms. See? So while we're there, we said these things that you can understand. So make we put it in the Jamaican way.
yeah, man.
Over the years, the kind of oppression and suppression of the female energy dominated by penis power
Well,
or testosterone.
let me support that in terms of the church.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I don't want to go too far. It's straightforward.
yeah,
The church discover say all man rule church come from woman. All man who dominant come from woman. All man who whatever they are come from woman. So how come we miss who should be respected and glorified?
that's a great question. How
How
comes?
come?
How comes?
So I know
That is just straightforward and profound, because just recently I was talking to some brothers on the same primal, and we were asking them about the beatitude that they recite in the Roman Catholic Church. Holy Mother. Well, Holy Mary, Mother of God. I mean, I said, then all them I said that, and then when you look at the whole patriarchal dominance, you push woman aside under the curtain and you just see her as just a helpmate according to your biblical wisdom or your biblical knowledge where you get, which also coming from, as you just said a while ago, a patriarchal mindset.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, to add to that, Roman Catholic, in the deep annals of the Vatican, they worship a black Madonna and baby. But the Pope cannot come out and make the world, especially the black world, see the supremacy of the feminine power coming through them them can't make that recognition come through them.
Mhm.
And then it will say to the black woman,
That you are God.
precisely. See?
Yeah. So when you say all of that, and this is something we have been pushing, and when you say that to enough of the sisters, them say you are mother of God, or you are mother of the Creator, because all of who you see out there, we believe say them root have to come through your womb, and you could cut them off any minute. We were talking recently about even the way how we push back the economic power of slavery. It was because the woman decided that, you know what, we're not going to produce no more machine for your work on your plantation. So then just decided, say, we are going to part all children. Producing more labor force is not in our interest. It is in your interest that your economic power is getting stronger, and you get more cruel and barbarous and wickeder to us, who are the bedrock of your economic structure.
No, there's a story of a female like kill her child, stopping from enter slavery. I think it's Sabina.
Mm-hmm.
If you check out that story, Sabina Park at town.
Wow.
Find out why name after that lady.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's a story of that mother who said, this child now go become a slave. I prefer take him back. So the woman really put up a fight. We are Western Christendom victims. And I say victims because we are taught to be accept the influence and don't question the ideology. Otherwise you blaspheme. You're blasphemous to think for yourself and question the authority of the egotistic rule. See? So I know what the female oppression is about.
You see that thing the way you said it, so blasphemous. See, to question. That is exactly what it is, you know. You know what I mean? That not even question. You must question anything. You just allow it to God. Wow, it deep. It deep. My brethren, we are going to juggle a piece of music, you know, because of that we do, because I want to have you for a little while. Wow, how long you can turn with it? Tell me, no?
Life short, beloved. I like 1,000 years, but life short. Make a full year moment.
All right. We'll say Bible and bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Babylon, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Wicked men, bye, bye. Oh, yeah. Bye, bye, bye. Babylon, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Wicked men, bye, bye. All our lives, suffer and cry, watching our prophets and our leaders die. Physically, chain release. Yes, kill I and I, man, can't sleep in peace. Got to trot out of the west. Ethiopian come if we look to the east. Bye, bye, bye. Babylon, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Wicked men, bye, bye. Wow, again. Bye, bye, bye. Babylon, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. Wicked men, bye, bye. Children of Jah, leading to you. This is what Jah want you to do. Organize, centralize. That's the only way. No worry, think otherwise. As the prophet Marcus Garvey said, one in one God and one destiny. Bye, bye, bye. Babylon, bye, bye. Oh, na, 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 na. Bye, bye, bye. Wicked men, bye, bye.
at PM. Join Fit FM 96.7, fitfmj8.com for a simulcast of Primal Sports, an interactive sports program produced by Primal Media and presented by top sports activists. So tune in to a simulcast of Primal Sports on Fit FM 96.7, fitfmj8.com, and primal4k.com.
Get your day started right with the Morning Connection. Weekday mornings, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on Fit FM 96.7. Connect with Julia Mikkel Benaya on the Morning Connection for news, business and artist promotions, great music and vibe. Morning Connection with Julia Mikkel Benaya, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. weekdays on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Blessings and light. This is Imara, the musical revolutionary. You're an host on the community buzz on the Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. This and every Monday at 3 p.m. From the home to the community to the wider world. Let us be the change we want to see. Join me this and every Monday at 3 p.m. on the community buzz on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Yes. We are here, on the community buzz. And we want to say to the people, you can call in and participate, 876-478-9144, 876-317-1991, and those who are tuning on the World Wide Web, www.fitfmja.com or www.primal4k.com. Yeah, we invite you, man, to participate in the whole process. The community buzz is an international community. It's a global community network or program, So we are here in Jamaica, on the rock. We have a brethren, Ras Pablo here, and it's a principle of blackness. It's a principle of Kwanzaa, and what we are going to engage in next week, Monday, I want to just pull out Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and to maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. The principle of Kwanzaa. And as we say, the principle of Kwanzaa, we not forget the found station, Umoja, which means unity, and to strive for and maintain unity in family, community, nation, and race. And that's what we are about, And we give thanks that Umoja was a brethren of Pablo, and Pablo can come sit down at the station. At the first time I come out. It's an honor. Saying, and we give thanks that Julia and January, which is a female energy again, carrying, and nurturing this baby we're born. The baby will turn 4-year-old next Ash Wednesday. See, so we give thanks for the mothers who nurture this baby after the father decide that me have to take the transition, Me know say one can handle it.
Man can join the ancestors.
Join the ancestors. You know what I mean?
And stay with us within the whirlwind. I see.
So, Pablo, talk to the people who are going to up next week, Monday,
I says to the people, next Monday is a day of, we do every year really, but it's Black celebration of blackness and awareness. We're trying to keep this burning as much as it's almost like a candle in the wind right now. we still a keep it burning. It can't out. Can't out. The bread is standing can't cool. Something can't cool. It can't out. I mean, black fire can't out. See? So I know it's a work that we must do, and we can do it. And what the program is about, we'll have a lot of African books on display. We'll have African art, clothing on display, African craft on display, and Jamaican food, the original Jamaican food. I mean, that about pecan meal pudding and dukan, blue jazz, tire leaf, you name it. So it be to celebrate who we are and what we have, and try to have it as real as possible. Along the day, we'll have speakers come by and make a speech, a contribution. Namely, we have Sir Dennis Meadows, who's a popular name in Trelawny right now, prospective leader, and hopefully a continued black liberator. He's a black things, black people, he's a black liberator. If thanks to Dennis Meadows working with us. We'll have other presenters. We'll have performance chanters, we'll have drummers, and we have a day full of black music, really black roots, man, black consciousness music. It's not just Jamaican music, so when you say black music. And there will be a segment where we play only black females, like Nina Simone and all those people, black music. So it's about playing the black rooters to the black consciousness. Also, we have discussions. We have people talking about Walter Rodney and Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, and we talk about people, Louis Farrakhan. We talk about what these people stand for, what the work was about, and the reason and significance why it should continue. So Black History Celebration is about those things. In the evening, we continue all day. In the evening, we will have what we call a Rootsman dance. So you won't hear any Skeeter Davis. I plan to play no Madonna.
No.
You know what I mean? And this is no disrespect to the UDR. This is just me claiming what is mine and what is ours. I'm polishy and pretty top cafe. There used to be a program one time called Facing Thing. I like that title. So it is a reality like that. So we're saying thank you for the people for planning to come before you come, because we expect to see you there. And Fit FM will be there live outside broadcast with us.
Yes.
There will be Gateway Pharmacy there, and there'll be Gateway Credit Union will be there too. And I don't remember everybody yet, because I still have people calling and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. And I've never charged you to come to the gate yet.
Yeah.
So there's no charge to come into the gate. I've been doing that for about this year's 20 years of doing that. Yes. I've never charged to come in. So everyone is appreciated to come. We'd love to see parents bring children out so they can see books and they can be encouraged to read. The literature is extremely important. This is why it's a day program.
Yeah. So
you come in the day, because you can't see book at night. My age, I don't see enough, which is fine. So I do hope you bring the children out, especially. And some of these books, you can't even see them anywhere to buy anymore.
True.
They're not on the bookshelves, they're not in the bookstores, and you go on the internet, what is required for you to get a download? You have to find out your ancestor name that you don't know exists. So it's good to have avenues like these where we can have, as little as it might be, a continuation of this black strength that we have. All right? Also, there's another thing I want to say. There'll be one person I hope he does come to speak about Marcus Garvey. And Marcus Garvey books, Life and Lesson, Philosophy and Opinion of Black Moses. And a lot more literature and speeches Marcus Garvey make. But Marcus Garvey is so important to the rest of the world. We keep asking why Jamaican education system don't have a subject on Marcus. We could speak of many other subjects, but we speak specifically about black innovators and black teachers and black contributors. Marcus Garvey contributed the most literature that I know as a Jamaican. And none of it, there's nobody doing any story on Marcus Garvey, making any article about him. There's nothing on Marcus Garvey in the school system. And there's a Marcus Garvey High School. And I don't want to go argue about that. There's a Marcus Garvey High School.
Yes.
All right. I will tell you this. When I hear a boy say, I went to Cornwall, there's a prestige about that. It's like a girl saying, I've been to Immaculate.
Yeah.
But when I hear a boy or girl say, go to Marcus Garvey, his son is hidden. It's not anything to be proud of. How can that be?
That's it.
So we would like to have this program. Everyone, come and be a part of it on this 27th of February, starting at 10 a.m. all day. And if you're not black, come, we can make you black.
Yes, just like how you're trying to
We'll try to make you white.
So we will make you
Can
black.
make you black.
And if you're half black, we'll make you blacker. See? So you know, you talk about Marcus Garvey, we can't just pass over that, just like that. You know, the father of what you call black liberation, the father of Pan-Africanism, according to some people, you know. Even I was talking to a sister about Ghana today, and to know that Kwame Nkrumah could really take the black star and put it in the center of the flag, representing the black star liner originated by Marcus Garvey. And the country that Marcus Garvey born, you know what I mean? Where it literally was out of this country, you know, in the 1940s, you know what I mean? After the United States deported him here in 1927, he came here, see, and formed his first political party, People's Political Party, 1929. And to know that, we're there, so with two political parties, and one of the founder of the political party helped he even put him in prison too. And they never stopped till they drove him out of Jamaica and him have to go into England, go dead there. See? So,
True.
when you talk about the whole, because the eyes are Rasta man, see? And Rasta are the whole group of people who keep Marcus Garvey name on the forefront at all times. We not put him out and say that.
True.
You understand?
True.
And the forefront of the liberation struggle, black consciousness is always Rasta. And recently we were talking about Rastafari, saying, and I made a statement that Rasta is black consciousness. So in order for a white person to say him black or is a Rasta, I can't say to it, because just like how a black man can call himself the Ku Klux Klan, because Rastafari developed of the awareness of blackness. At this time, we would have Simone Maddox, you know, and you have Justice, you know, we apologize that she can't be here. So we are talking black consciousness, which is a part of black justice and black equality and black economical liberation and all of these things. So this is our new kind of justice. We are use this to justify ourselves as people. And that we are right here. So we want to elaborate on that more, because you just made mention of the whole thing that I don't really feel proud for say me go Marcus Garvey High School. Yet a guy will beat up him chest and say, purple, or you know, green and black, or whatever they want to call it, or the other schools, the other prestigious schools, the Campion and all of these things. And if we check the history of all of these institutions, we will realize where them attached to. It's really colonial institution. Now, to teach Marcus Garvey would be a threat to colonial institution. So, and if the Marcus Garvey school or institution is under the colonial, then they are going to kind of whitewash it still.
Well, listen. Give it to us. It is ours. If you whitewash, you can't change it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Give it to us. When you speak of education in Jamaica, I'm one of the persons that always ask about education for resources. And what I mean is that you can educate me or the people about anything. What's most important is about themselves and what they have. That in itself is educating for development, for economical strength. I grew up in a country, a boy was told, you're going to turn farmer, you're going to turn worthless. That's how it's been. You cut cane, you work on farm. Now, the biggest part of the country need is food. So you should be very proud to be a farmer, but you're told you're going to become a farmer, machete and hold the weight on you. At the same time, we buy food from everywhere in the world. In a nice tropical environment, we have all seasons and water run to the sea every day, everywhere. So education about resources and who you are and what you have is very, very important in my mind. We have mining in Jamaica. I'm sure nobody in Jamaica teach about mining in any school unless you look at geography, geology. You look at geology, or look at geologists and rock. That's it. Just lack of education. And I could continue other subjects that we do not educate us about. There's no school, high school in Jamaica teach hotel and restaurant management at high school level and give you a certificate for that. Hard probably doing some sort of it. And UTech, which has been a university to make computers and TVs and gadgets, is teaching hotel, hospitality, and service. It says Technology University, not Hospitality University. So the hospitality industry that we are living, the managers have been taught in Spain, in Germany, in Canada, and America. And when they come to Jamaica, they are the higher of the employed, making the money, living the accommodation, and the Jamaican people are still in a state of slavery. So when you talk about education, it is about what are your resources that you need to be competent in, you need to be knowledgeable of, so you can make the best of it for yourself, your nation, and the future.
You yourself is an educator. Tell the people some of the principles in education that you impart to your students. You're an educator.
One of my teachers told me that when you get a good introduction, say nothing.
Well, I need you to elaborate on some of the subjects. Because you're an educator. We know that. You know what I mean? You're one of the multifaceted human being that I come across. I am going to say it. You know what I mean? Because one of the things, and that's what we talk about blackness. And yesterday I was on an interview and I said the same thing, that people discriminate the Maroons because they don't understand the Maroon culture. They discriminate Rasta because they don't understand Rasta. And we kind of back off when it comes to talking about us. We're not talking about ourselves, or we're not big up with chest. But what we are doing, we want our people to feel proud that, guess what? Too long you feel like, say, you're not nothing, man. Step to the forefront. Because there's things among us that we can share with you. We can help to empower you to be your best self, not to be better than nobody else. And the humility taught me a lot of lessons. You know, I try to show nobody say you have all of this and all of that. But we know how much contribution you made and continue to make every day. Because a man will feed a nation, is a powerful man that, And when we pass by your restaurant and eat one of your food, me feel energized. Not just feeling energized, but the man will prepare the food himself. There is spirit, there is vibration. You understand? So that alone give me healing, give me energy. See? So when me tell you, say, the people understand things that you really do. You know?
Well, I could cook.
About
thank you, sir.
Part of a good cook. You know, you're a good cook, but you're much more than a good cook.
Well, beloved, it's an honor to serve and serving people.
Yeah.
is more important than serving ourselves.
Perfectly so.
See, and when you speak of telling people what you're capable of doing, sometimes you make the action the talking.
This is not capable of doing the things that you have done and continue to do. So don't use the word capable.
The person.
It is beyond capability now. See, my brother.
All right. I teach like a scuba education, diving, scuba diving, some marine seafood tank on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Teach a few courses in that discipline.
Yeah. Like what?
Can teach you up to a master's, all the steps up to a master's.
Up to a master's.
Yeah.
Elaborate, no virgin. A Black History Month on your back,
man. Yeah, man. It's a profession, man. It's master.
And you master something.
No, I teach you up to a master.
And you teach you up to a master.
When you leave me, you can be a dive master.
All right. So, like a Charlene monk. See? The master teaches student. So you master your craft. Isn't it that you not saying that you're a master at your craft? Yes.
No, I'm saying I teach you up to a master. I could say I'm beyond that. But I teach you. When I teach you, I can bring you up to a master.
Okay. And it's up to you to go beyond what.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I teach a lot of specialist courses. Again, in different disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like EFR, first aid and emergency first response, accident scenes kind of thing. I do a few things,
Mm-hmm.
which is all about giving to the people.
Yes.
But like I said before, when someone gives you such a good recommendation, you just humble, and appreciate, accept it.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to write the resume at all. It's too decorative, too pretty.
You don't want me to write it?
Don't write a resume.
We don't want to write it. This is not about a resume neither. It is about the empowerment of and this is one of the things that I'm serious about. You see, over the years, Pablo, people narrow down Rasta scene to just people who smoke ganja, you know what I mean, and Rasta go up in the hills, just go farm and I just farming. See, I remember when I used to hang on a Rasta brethren, seeing he was a record producer, called Richard Bell. See, and Richard Bell was an architect, brilliant, Bobo. See, and it's like people couldn't understand Richard Bell because what them know Bobo trade for is someone who walk up and down with long broom and sell broom and them thing there. So they couldn't say a Rasta man who is that brilliant, and you know what I mean? And I mean, I talk about a flashing credential to say I am this and I am that. And he was also a great songwriter, and just like other Rastas that I know, like Ibo, is a brilliant person, and still into music. And that was another thing again, when them man they play music, people look on them like, say, but wait, you know what I mean? Because I know something where you should have take up. You was a man say, I know something where you should have take up. So the reason why I'm kind of try to dig it out of you because
you're doing good, man.
You're doing good. See, it's because even Haile Selassie, see, where I see enough Rasta man or Rasta people, see, just narrow down Haile Selassie, maybe if you just say Haile Selassie is just the spirituality of Haile Selassie. They remove the political agitator. They remove the statesman that he is. May I say is. See, they remove all of that. You understand? And as we're talking, they remove him spirituality in some way because they don't want to align him with the Ethiopian Orthodox Church that he came to Jamaica and gave to Jamaica, endorsed, and he also give us an institution, a school name after him too. And I believe it's one of the most rundown school in Jamaica. You know, and yet still we have so much Rasta, man. We say Haile Selassie the first, and every time they go up on stage, them chant that. And what we see them, I don't know, them talk about how much Mercedes Benz them drive and how much gal them have and how much house them have and all of them thing there. And a institution like that is there. Why the whole communal principle that Rastafari came out of, because that was the foundation of the movement when Owell and all of these brethren and Leonard and people like us, Henry Hibberts and all the great racism, the brethren them we did up in a mystic revelation of Rastafari, counters the Sam Clayton and all of these great pioneers who them used to call Come Some Rasta. See?
Martimo Plano.
And Martimo Plano.
Yeah.
You know what I say?
Plano.
So the eloquence of Rastafari are something where we don't want people to believe. Say, me sit down and say, my Rasta brethren. We are very eloquent brethren, you know. Me and you can sit down and understand pertaining to anything pertaining from laws to the ocean, to the earth, to you know what I mean? So saying all of this, and this is what the community buzz is about, and you're a part of our community. You live here in Falmouth, you know.
You're a Trelawney man.
You're a Trelawney man.
No, Falmouth, Trelawney man.
You're a Trelawney
Whether
man.
the hills,
Whether the hills,
valley of Trelawney.
see this, see? So as a Trelawney man, my king, see, and me, we're a St. Thomas Eastern up in a one hill called Maroon Village, and for trod the earth and come meet the eye. I'm proud to be in the eye company. So when I say certain things, it's just because we understand the importance of us knowing ourselves. As I said earlier on, Rasta is a black liberation movement. See? And no Rasta couldn't go sit down and say them is a Ku Klux Klan because they're not going to accept it in them organization because it is about white supremacy. That's right.
True.
So why we as Rasta are compromise and I try to get people to be a part of a thing and to say yes, you know, it is open to everyone. Why?
Let me say something. Let me say something now. Well, you say a lot of them, but let me start first with one. First part. When you mention Rasta,
yeah,
and Black history, yes, Rasta is warrior upon the battlefield for ages, front runner. But Black history is much bigger than Rasta.
Perfectly so.
It's
Perfectly
global.
So. Yes,
it's African consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
But let me steal the Rasta as a head highlighted topic for a second or two. What Haile Selassie represent is a lot of things. For the Rasta who stand up as the royal soldiers of Haile Selassie, as his royal guards, as his faithful followers, I for one say I could not say I Haile Selassie and be any less than I am. I must be more.
Perfectly so.
Reason being, that's it. At one time was recorded as the world's best dressed leader. Because whether they afford it or not, I grew up as a barefoot boy. I could have washed and polished with crocodile. So be one on the outside. The attire of Rasta. Rastas who are aware of that should be significantly trying to uphold that. Secondly, the way they live, or the way we live, even if you're not economically extravagant, so you don't have money to do and dispose of anything, you can still, in your own unique way, uphold yourself, uphold a lifestyle.
True.
Then in the abilities, when you speak of abilities, and this is why you probably think I will not beat my chest and say I can cook. I mean, but what it really means that you should use up all of the abilities you were blessed with.
Perfectly so.
And when you say multifaceted, yes, I always say this. I don't think the Almighty wanted anybody to have one of anything. 10 finger, 10 toe, 2 eye, 2 ears, woolly teeth, woolly locks. The Almighty did not want you to be singular in any kind of way. And so he made you with all these skills. And you don't really need a school to find a brain.
Never.
But you need a brain to make a school. So there is so much people who have ability and skills that has never been to school, and you call it talent. In our country, we don't educate children to develop talents. You say, do what your mother and father say. I send you to school, go to doctor and nurse, and nobody is sick. But that's what I send you to school to do.
Mm.
And so your talent is suppressed because that's not what your parents expect of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes on in society and other places. Now, when you speak of Rasta and abilities, it's one of myself. Until today, I'm saying it aloud. I don't like to go down the road and see Rasta looking like hangers and beggars. I don't like to see it. I maybe don't say it because I embrace every Rasta, even if a madman with locks. I love him for what he stands for. When you see him, you say, so a Rasta man there? Insanity. That's what you say.
Yeah.
So you represent Rasta.
True.
Now, because according to the teachings, all judgment is left unto Jah. It is not right and appropriate for anybody to see him or ridicule him because you don't know his situation, his condition.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you might not appreciate what you're seeing. But like to see more Rasta that are conscious of what we speak of, do more to uplift themselves, utilize them talents and their skills. And if one skill not working, try another one. And that will find out how much abilities you have. And all of them will come in useful in the appropriate time. So when you say multifaceted, it's for the people who are aware that they have these different abilities and don't sit on them. You use them all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Now that's on the Rasta topic. On the other topic, I see you see a lot of what I kind of. But I go back to the Benz. I remember when I learned that the Benz symbol mean the might and the power of the Holy Trinity, and Haile Selassie in Ethiopia have a monument for Emperor Menelik II, who was his guardian who raised him.
Mm-hmm.
And in Addis Ababa Square, there's a big Benz cross, the Trinity sign, tall enough you can reach it.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into National Geographic 1931 June edition that had the coronation in that edition.
Mm-hmm.
1931 June, the coronation came out. It
Mm-hmm.
says, Coronation Day in the world's oldest empire.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's on the cover of the book. And I saw the Benz cross in them and said, hold on. What is this? So when I researched the Benz cross,
Mm-hmm.
Carl, what's his name? I just want to tell his name. Dynamo, the company in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
the car. And he won the prize of making a complete car and drove it.
Mm-hmm.
And he named the car after his daughter, Mercedes, and put the symbol of the Trinity, high symbol in the world,
Mm-hmm.
on the car front bonnet. So the symbol on the car has nothing to do with the car. The name Mercedes had nothing to do with the sign.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found that out, I said, this car means a Selassie.
Black.
You know how much Benz me own after that? So I spent all my youthful driving Mercedes because of that. I knew what the symbol meant.
Yeah.
So I would like to say every Rasta man have Benz park everywhere. However,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop there. On to the school, of Haile Selassie School. I think it's out of Dela Cree, Spanish Town Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the school. You said it right. The ideology of Rasta had Muta and all those guys, plan on everybody. Supposed to organize and centralize. And if they organize, we could take over the school itself.
Perfectly so.
There's enough Rasta here with economical power to get the school and sponsor it and turn into a private institution. That's what I would want you to do with it. Turn into a private school and match Campion, match JC, match Queens, match Immaculate, match Wilmers, match Calabar at that level of education. It is possible.
Well, elaborate on that. But here where Nehima asks, could Pablo develop a curriculum? That's the responsibility people are give you. Just by hearing your voice.
Curriculum in which subject?
So that's why I was saying to you, tell the people the subjects them that you teach. You see, I run from it, is a sister, I demand this from you. She's asking if you could develop a curriculum.
There's a website, I don't have the name of it now, but if you look up Rasta Vaporizer, I think it's RASJAHVAPORZIR, Rasta Vaporizer.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be some articles on it that I write, and I'm still writing for them. So, a curriculum in regards to that shit.
Okay. An email saying here, we don't want to question things. They become what we believe, whether it makes sense or not. That is true. And it validates to some of the other men who needed to feel greater. And so a patriarchal society developed with the church as its foundation. Important to be able to indoctrinate. That is what she's saying here. Saying which is right. You see, as you talk about Haile Selassie School, yesterday I was just going through the Universal Declaration of Human Rights again, and we are looked upon indigenous or ethnic group, and we see Rasta and the Maroon as ethnic group in a part of the world body, right? And I am saying, if we as a group of people who establish ourselves worldwide, see, we have a school that our God and our King gave unto us, right? And with the brilliance among us, because we know there's a whole heap of brilliant Rastaman around, and I believe we now sit down and communicate like we used to. You know what I mean? Everybody just, although you're born Babylon, most of them practice the principle of Babylon, the divide thing, that me better than you, me know more than you. Why is it so difficult that we could formulate, just as Nehima asked you, a curriculum that would suit the black consciousness of Rasta? The whole thing of talking about teaching Marcus Garvey in other institutions. I am saying the Haile Selassie institution could be the beacon, could be the light that shines, that other school, we could take on that, I went there to many reasoning and discussion on Rastafari, before people like Ras De Silva and Ras Ira Lyons and them and they drop out. Remember, several conference kept at that institution because it was an honorable thing to do, to go and meet at Haile Selassie school down by Payne Avenue, down there, saying. And as we talk about developing curriculum, as Nehima asked the eye, and we are going to celebrate Black History Month at the high place, and you always talk about the volumes of Black Book, and even sitting into a radio station with one of your brethren develop and habit in my mind to do until 4 years ago. It come into light. So we are saying the Haile Selassie institution, what we are talking about, and I like say, it not dead, it dead. It just take mobilization, organization, and coming together to start something.
True. Well, listen to this. The institution. First, Rasta need legitimacy, legal register, legal recognition, endorsement by the offices of authority. Saying that, there is nowhere in Jamaica you go and register as a Rastafarian, get your ID, and you can go and get a book. Say a father go and buy a book and take home to your son for his birthday and say, boy, you're 16 or 18 at college.
Mhm.
You really step out of my house as man. Or daughter, you step out as woman.
Mhm.
And you're brought up this way. Here is a book that says principles and dogmas and morals of Rastafari. And this child will take this book and as a guide and refer to other book, other literature, other methods that they'll say, my parent give me this book. Now, if you listen to what I'm saying, I say first, legitimacy. So a policeman stop you down the road and say, see ID and show me driver's license and say, you affiliate to the organization and say, yeah man, I registered Rastafari. And I'm say, okay, know what that mean? And you can say, yeah man, it mean a few things, not just smoke ganja.
Mhm.
But it means a few things that is necessary for that young person consciousness and development. So legitimacy that I personally think we should have is all other organizations in this country is illegal until they were registered up and become legitimate. And there's so much organization here. One thing I will share with you that is annoying is by Indian Obia. Legal in Jamaica. And our Obia is not legal. How them people get legitimacy that them can depend on our media system and tell me saying can solve all of my problem, while India have more problem than me. But that's beside the point. They're legitimate to operate here, while you can still be prosecuted as a policeman. And them trim one little girl here and might trim more too,
Mhm.
because they can still tell that you're not legitimate as a Rastafarian in this country. So that's the first thing I would advocate for.
The
I would
legitimacy.
agitate legitimacy of Rastafarians, mother, father, children, you name it. So your mother will have an ID in her purse where says she's Rasta, and whatever privilege comes and right come to that, she have it. Your father the same, and if the children go to school, they could get an ID at a particular age. This child is a Rastafarian, and all the rights that are facilitated with that is offered and accorded to them.
Mhm.
So when you speak of Rasta position in society, we need to advocate for that. Now, many years ago, I've had this discussion at EWF meetings and Nyabingi meetings, and everybody cussed, registered Babylon and this and that. Now, we have to get out of that mindset. And I'm going to share a few things.
Mhm.
All right, but let me stay with that first. The other aspect of the education that you mentioned, curriculum, of all the books you mentioned, especially Marcus Garvey books, and I could mention Leonard P. Howell had a literature.
Mhm.
Easter J had one called Members of a New Race,
Mhm.
and a few other people have small literatures. There's no one compilation of volume of literature
Sure.
that you can say, I'm going to give my child this book.
Mhm.
Not the Bible, not any religious document, but a document that says Virtues of Rasta or Unbecoming Rastafarian.
Sure.
And in that book, it guides you from your whole self-identity and self-esteem
Yes.
to your mental development, to your conscious awareness of maturity, to your economic debt, and to your outward process in society.
Mhm.
So you would use that to say, I am a man of this because, and you could put that book somewhere in your house so your child can see it. And when your child take it up, you can sit down and say, ready for read that now?
Yeah.
Let me go through it with you.
Sure.
So I have the ability to do that. I have not seen it.
Mhm.
I would gladly be a part of that. I don't need to be one to write the whole book.
Mhm.
But I'm sure if it's even to write my name in there, I would appreciate that much.
And,
Right?
and we have a black book pantry. We have
Right.
Head Start, which owned by a Rasta lawyer.
Miguel Lawn,
you
right.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Miguel Lawn,
Yes.
and I go back to the point,
Yeah.
and there's more lawyers I know with locks.
Yeah.
The legal recognition of Rasta should be something that has been done long time ago. Miguel Lawn fought for not to trim Rasta in prison, and he won with that case.
One with that case.
Right,
Yes.
and we salute him for that. But like I said, that's one of my biggest thing about Rasta in Jamaica.
Yeah.
The churches are, you can't count them. The amount of churches, you cannot count them. But they're all legitimate churches. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. you know, and for a culture, which is, I can put my mouth and hope my mouth loud and say it, for a culture that generate more economic benefits to this country more than anything, see, because the music is predominantly Rasta, out our culture it come from, see, and maybe about 4 years ago, I read something, I believe it was an article written by member of parliament from East Indian girl, actually. Lisa Anna. Yes, see? And she spoke about over 13 billion US dollar, right? That is in the United States, owed to the reggae industry. 13 billion US. Eh? You know what that can do to with economy? But how much is owed to all humans? You understand? So these are some of the things that we are talking about. You know, how can we have administrators who are supposed to look out for I and I here? Don't see the importance of these things, you know. And I'm happy that Brother Dennis Meadows, who is a friend of the eye, will be at next week celebration, Black History Month celebration. See, we're happy that he's going to be there, you know. And these are some of the discussion, because one of the things over the years, you know, Rasta burn politics hard. And that is one of the things when me always I look on with Rasta, you know, you're born politics, and you know, you still want the politician to put policy in place to deal with your cause, yet you're born politics, you know. So this is something we need to look into. How can you burn politics? I still see your father, who is your God and King statesman. He was one of the greatest political agitator or advocate. I'm not going to use a word if I say advocate across the world. See, you know, what we call the United Nations, he was like the father of the League of Nations. See? Yeah, so he was a father of the League of Nations and wanting to see that universal peace for one and all. See? So we are here and we are discuss a whole heap of things. We are discuss reason. We are talk with Ras Pablo because we have a Black History Month celebration. And today, you know, I walk with a book we call name The Nile Valley Contribution to Civilization. See? And one of the things that I was looking at this morning is the 42 principle of my art. And the 42 principle, you see people get up and we talk about. Because sometimes when we reason, you know, people don't even know, say, Imara spend over 3 years and read half the Bible and read it. And read what you call name the gospel 3 times. That's how serious me is when me a Rasta youth a trad. Me decide say, this book named the Bible is what? Is the manual for life. See? Well, if you have a manual for life and you can spend 3 years out of your lifetime to read off that manual, yet you want to go to university, go study to be a doctor and lawyer and spend 5 and 6 years, and then give you a book and say, this is the manual for life, and you don't want to spend time to read it and to study it and to see certain things in it, then something wrong with you. And that is one of the things when we always talk about with even people who are Christian. How comes you sit down every day and make the pastor I'll tell you something out of a book where you have it, you have access to it. It is one of the free book where you can go in any place and just take up one, you know, because that was something that was happening. And we see where we have the 10 commandments, and a lot of people don't even realize that the 10 commandments come out of the 42 principle of my art. And one of the things we then talk about with the 10 commandments is order. It's more authoritarian than what our original order was about. Because the 10 commandment was, thou shall not. Somebody I tell you, say, you know, if you do that, thou shall not. But within the principle of my art, the 42 principle is what a commitment you make to life and yourself. I have not done iniquity. I have not robbed with violence. I have not stolen. So you are making that commitment. And this is one of the things, when we talk about Rasta, you know, Rasta link forward to all of these precepts, you know, where when I engage in a certain thing. So it's one year we say Congo Bongo. One of the main African retention that is in St. Thomas is coming out, you know. I met a Rasta man at St. Thomas, my brother, he called himself Kaki Congo. I am Kaki Congo from Erie Bongo. See? So, and he always talk about the Congolese people, and recently some Congolese come to St. Thomas and they found out that, wait, the same movement, the same sound and the jump. I said, wait, what this? Our ancestors' roots, this there, so. See? And out of that, the one to water. Nyabingi. Out of that, the one drop reggae. So everything about Rasta, about this country, where people hold up and salute, is out of I and I Africanness. See? I asked you a question before you go outside and sleep, you know, because the flow go on, you know, but it is what it is. Because we're natural pan radio, you know, like we are going like them other people, you know. We are natural pan radio. See? And hear your voice, you know, I feel like you need to do radio too, you know. Time. Leave a bit of time. You know? So, as I was saying, a brethren like Dennis Meadows, and I was talking about the whole aspect of Haile Selassie as one of the founding father of the African Union and the founding father of the League of Nations until they turn it around to call it United Nations. As usual, the white supremacists them hijacked what originated from it, just like how them thief the Ben sign.
True, stolen. It's a part of the stolen legacy.
A part of the stolen legacy. You know what I say? You know? So,
we asked about Kumi, Martin Plano. My nickname was Kumi now.
Elaborate upon him a little more, because you know more about him.
Plano was seen as a madman. I studied Plano good. And I met Plano in the late about 1998, 99, in person. Yeah. And I wanted to talk to him. Because one of my inspirations was when Haile Selassie came 66 and Plano standing at the airplane door, waving him hand. I saw the video. So when I saw him, I said, you have to tell me what the king tell you say. And I went to see him in Poros. He was in Poros, Manchester. And he wasn't so healthy at the time. He wasn't doing so well. But he has one of the voice I never forget. He said, beloved,
roll like thunder.
When you're in the presence of God, there's nothing you could ask for. That's what he said. And I said, what did His Majesty tell you? Then he said, His Majesty held on to his little finger and squeezed it. And he waved his hand and the crowd parted from Upper Palisades to downtown Kingston. That's what he said. So he came out of the plane and waved his hand. The crowd parted like a breeze blowing people. And the king came off of the plane. But Plano and what he contributed to Rasta, I think Professor Barry Evans probably have a good document of that, because he spent quite a bit of time at UWI.
Yeah.
And we don't give recognition in Jamaica for significant workers.
Sure.
Jamaica has never give Rasta any recognition in any great aspect for what they have done for the country. we're grateful for Bob Marley for the fame he has acquired for himself.
Mhm.
But more so importantly, Bob Marley should be grateful for Rastafari that has brought him so far to the world. And that was the message he took to the world. In the story of Bob Marley, Plano and Bob had a good time. And Plano influenced Bob greatly from what I had learned on the researches. And Plano kind of took Bob like a father-son scenario.
Sure.
And that propelled Bob to where he became what he is today. So the contributors, and I'll stay on Plano really, he has not been highlighted by the powers that be in Jamaica, especially education system.
Yeah.
Especially education system.
Yeah.
There's no school that has a list of all the philosophers who's helped to make this ideology what it is today.
Sure.
There's no, you can't find a list of the names written anywhere. Say you're going to pay respect to them and you go a plaque at, where is it? Where is Square downtown here now? National Hero Circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we there's no listing of these people names anywhere. I don't see it at the university. I don't see it in any of the places I've been and said there should be name of Leonard Howell, Leonard Percival Howell, Martin Muplano. They're names that should be listed, that people say, who are these people?
Yeah.
And what they stand for is written somewhere. It is not in our heritage recognition.
Prince Emmanuel.
Right.
You know, people like Claudius Henry.
Right, you are, sir.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
All right. Then we will speak, like earlier I said, books will be there about, and I mentioned Walter Rodney and Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi. And so we speak of all those people that are highlighted because of the literature that they have.
Yeah.
But also because our institution mentioned their names in more ways than one.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we don't mention our people names.
True.
And it brings us right to the point where the resentment of Rasta is not really anyone outside of Jamaica has been doing it.
True.
It is we are damage to some people as a nation by failing to recognize what is who we are.
True.
We cannot escape it. Rasta is not something come from anywhere else in the world.
True. And as you said that, you know, my brother, I remember when Martin Muplano was living at the University of the West Indies, and they inducted him as a fellow of the West Indies. And at the time, we see a whole heap of Rasta man who really studied. One of my brethren, Dr. Jalan and I, you know, Kalama were knife. See, remember when we trod up on the campus enough time, around by Plano base, everybody there learned from this great patriarch. See, the last time I did the whole Plano, I believe it was 2005, there was a thing at the university called the Global Reasoning of Rastafari. That is the last time I bless me I Pamplano. And then Charlie, after that, he made this transition to the ancestors. See? And I raised some very important point pertaining to all of these things because, you know, for so much people who become even professors and doctors, who before them even attain that, Plano was like the person who they were there understudying. You know? Saying, and that is why, you know, it's just like I was looking at some of our people who benefited from even the Cuban Revolution. We never even want to go there so, because there's a lot of people who benefit from free education in Jamaica under Michael Manley. And not one of them person even say, boy, I'm driving in our inner city. Like what Walter Rodney did that though. A man who did come from Guyana, come here. And him decide say, but me can't keep my knowledge alone in this little institution that is created by the oppressors and don't want the people out there of the partake of it. You know, in a city, the wisdom that him have because him knows the youth you need can know maybe a potential PhD down here so like me who attain PhD in 22. He knew that. You see what I say? So we are saying among ourselves as Rasta and among ourselves as Black liberator. You know, is it that we are not studying deeply the founding fathers and where the movement, because as Marcus Garvey said, if you don't know where I come from, you don't know where I go. And if you don't know your history, it shall what? It will again repeat again. You know? And them dialogue, we don't believe them for the season either. When you talk about it, so down on the radio. See? And we know we are going to continue it next week. See? And we know we're going to continue it because it is a new vibration are going. They matter about the fourth industrial revolution. What is what role we are playing in that? Is it that we are going to make some people lead where them want to lead with, or we are going to take charge of ourselves? May I ask you that question there? We soon wrap up now, so take it away.
Well, fourth industrial. We cannot live in 1960 or 70 and write on the paper 2023. We can't have that ideology. We can't have that sense of approach to what reality is.
Yeah.
And we cannot continue being the end user of the production line. We have a nation that is designing that sort right now. Jamaica import clothespin, make out a stick. We import matches stick. We import broomstick. Stick, land of wood and water. And we import stick. When you get up out of your bed in the morning, the water you drink come from imported plastic bottle.
Like when I drink, you know.
When you go to the bathroom, the toothpaste you use, even though we have the largest resource of white lime in the Caribbean, the ship got foreign, make toothpaste and come back to you. We import the toothpaste. The toothbrush you use, brush your teeth, you import it. The soap you bathe with, you import it. You just get up, you know. You don't reach breakfast yet, you know. And you import the plate and the pot where you use. If you're not careful, you import the bacon, the mayonnaise, and some of the tin product we have, the sardine, you import it. You're not ready to put on your clothes yet. We don't know garment industry. We don't plant hemp and use it make cloth. We fight against the bud. Warm to the tree. We don't have no bud. We don't use nothing what we make for ourselves. We import every single thing till you go back to bed. And we cannot continue to be the end user on the production line. To conclude, that's my saying for the Industrial Revolution.
My brother, you see, all that you said there is the foundation principles of Rasta. Rasta, the first set of people who decide self-sufficiency. I want the people in the world to know that, who are listening right across the world, you know, I want to understand that in this country, Rasta are the first set of people who we know that I say, we need to eat our own food till them come take it from we. And I'm not just say we not say it. We live it. Most of the founding Rasta them find themselves in the hills. Remember a place in St. Thomas where we used to live. And we used to go on the border of Manchin Hill, Portland. We call it Lookout. Or up there, so none of them used to come and look out and see. That's why they call it Lookout. They call it the Kuno Kuno Pass. So even me tried through it to Portland already because it was a regular treading, you know what I mean? And acre of land, thing what they used to call crown land, Rasta plant, cane, carrot, every kind of produce, banana, ginger, planting. The whole of the hillside was just controlled by Rasta, raising cow and goats and all that still. That level of self-sufficiency. That was one of the communities where maybe police them couldn't raid more than so because of the illiterate. And there is a kind of fear with Babylon when it come to the hills, because Maroon did always control the hills. And when Rasta go up, they go control it again. That was like a problem for them. And you know what happened in the 1980s? And this administration, we call name the GLP, always fight against Rasta. In the 1980s, Siaga take it away and give to one company from Canada named Fidco. Chop down the whole of the Rasta man, them food and everything, and take away the land from them and give it away for $150 per acre. I will never forget, because our people suffered. We give thanks for another community buzz. We give thanks to my brother in Pablo for pass through. You know why you run left me yet, because maybe I have to go try the video. But the way is a busy man, see? So we're there and we are looking forward. Just wrap up quick with the people them and tell them again what will happen next week. Just let me give it a
Yes,
last
people.
word.
Yes, people. First and foremost, thank you again for tuning in to Fit FM 96.7. At the end of this tune in, it's the beginning of the tune in. Next week, Monday, the 27th, 10 a.m. until the Rootsman tired for skank. We're going to black it up black, real black. And come for food, come for reasoning, come for vibes, and come for love. We have enough love down there. We have whole heap of love. You can share and give everybody. You have love left for yourself. So just come for love. That we have next week, Monday. Black love. One black love. One God, one aim, one destiny. Rastafari. Love.
The Fit FM 96.7.